Hello again. After recording my last video, I thought it would be a nice idea to document my old creation. Maybe I'll do a whole series like that, like documenting all my old ships, because I have quite a few of them. But this is my survival hauling creation thing. The whole point of it is to connect... I have a little backstory to my survival world, where I have a company that specializes in everything. So they haul cargo, they haul fuel, they haul everything, they protect, they do everything. So this is the creation that would maybe I would have a huge spaceport on my planet, and of the spaceport I would distribute these huge containers to smaller spaceports, and from the smaller spaceports I would have smaller creations that would transport the single containers to customers. I don't even know what that button does anymore. Oh, it closes the door. So that's that. I've created a new platform for these containers that you saw in my last video. But quite a bit of engineering I've put into these, because they are quite more advanced than they seem at first. Alright, but I would start with this thing. This is my universal, back then it was my universal rover, that I can adapt to anything. Unfortunately it's not airtight, I'd love it to be, but it's not. But I generally don't care about it. It was created back when the transparent LCDs came into existence. I even have some controls here, oh, that's nice. But yeah, I can drop my suspension, and I would do it right now, because this is how it's supposed to be when it's stationary. But I have some nice living quarters here, a bed, a table with a plate, and it even plays music. That's nice. I don't know if it stopped, I don't hear anything in the game. But yeah, this is the position that your rover would be when you're, I don't know, maybe eating, maybe doing something outside. Maybe we are having a pit stop or something. You have these pistons here that keep the whole creation a bit more steady when it's stationary. Of course they are very narrow, so they just push it up enough to make a difference. I will explain these tires in a while. This is the hinge that connects all the trailers. It's a bit thinky because it's the smallest block you have in the game, the little wedge here, but it works. It doesn't rip apart when you try to pull it, so that's good. Of course, have a backup camera, just for the rover. The trailers don't have ones. But yeah, this rotates. Oh no, this one doesn't rotate. This one can rotate, and this one can rotate. So you can have a triple setup, but this creates a situation where when you turn too steeply or too narrowly, I guess, you can fold into yourself. So you want this one to be locked. Of course, you can disable the lock here, so you disconnect this part here. You disconnect one of the parts. You can attach, don't attach. Oh, and this is a lock, so you lock this thing or unlock this thing. Alright, into the trailers. I will move my camera here. So, to start things, you have a solar panel, so because it has to be powered to use the connector, use the pistons. So if you are not connected here, it uses the solar panel and the batteries inside. If there are any, as I remember, yes, there's one battery here. To stay alive, you have a connector. You would use a special crane to put it in here. I was using this thing in my creative world. It's one of my oldest ships I've ever created. From my first ever stream in Space Engineers that I've never continued. But nonetheless, you have this. This keeps it pretty steady. This has a very strong magnetic force set into it, so it can hold into that. You have the pistons, you have the wheels that are unpowered, and the pattern repeats itself. You have some controls here. This one retracts all the pistons. The whole creation is now ready to go. Even when you click it... Oh. Why you don't want to click yourself anymore? When you click the button, you can see the... Oh, lovely lag. Lovely lag. All the trailers in the back aligning a bit better. But yeah. And these tires are here because the whole creation has the wheels in the middle. So when you're going over a bump, they tend to move up and down, and sometimes they hit the ground around here, and I was scared that they would break the rotor. So I placed the tire. Tires are very strong in the game, somehow. And then they really do like hitting voxels. They really don't mind it. So these tires are here just to protect the hinges from hinges, quote unquote. The hinges were not in the game back then, from hitting the ground and breaking. Of course, they still can do that, but this is way more unlikely with these here. Alright. Now I will move to actually driving the thing, because when the containers are full, I think they are empty at the moment, but when they are full, it's pretty hard to do so. Yeah, you can see all the stuff here. I should turn off that from the panel, but oh well. Inventory? Yep, they are empty. All are empty. But I assure you, when they are full, they also work, but you can hold maximum of 3 when they are full. But alright, we'll jump into the ship here, close the door. Oh wow, the lag is immense. Maybe because all of these back there. Oh, the ship uses just the automatic LCD script, I think. Automatic LCDs, and what's that? Automatic LCDs and automatic... Oh, subgrid wheel control. In cases where this is actually too heavy to move, I turn on the wheels on the trailers and they help me move a bit. But alright, when you're starting, you of course have to raise the suspension to maximum. It's a bit wobbly, but it helps it quite a bit. I don't even know what it does. What does it do? Oh, it opens the door. That's nice. The second tab is for connecting the first hinge to the first trailer. You won't bother that. Alright, you disengage the brakes. The front tires are set to... Oh, these are the ones, yep. To 20% strength, 60% power and 25% friction when the trailers are empty. Sorry, voice crack. Alright, now I hold W. You can see the tires spin and the whole ship starts moving. It's quite heavy, as you can see here, but when it starts going, it goes. I wouldn't suggest going over maybe 30 to 40 kilometers an hour, but... Or you can do it, but it is more unstable that way, of course. Oh wait, I will just maybe set my FOV to my normal one because I bumped it up for my videos to look nice, but my computer is way underpowered for that. At least the CPU. The GPUs are bottlenecked. And yeah, when you're hauling that much cargo at once, you don't really need to do many trips, so going slowly is justified. And yeah, it goes. The front view is pretty nice when you have all the information displayed for you. Yeah. This is how it works. And we are going a bit uphill, I think. But yeah, I think I've limited the wheels for 25 kilometers an hour here. Maybe. I'm not sure. 100 kilometers an hour, so 25. What? Yep, 25. I was about right, 27. But of course you can bump up the friction. This is what I would suggest doing. It's the most viable option, I think, here. But yeah. That's my train hauling creation abomination thing. I don't know why it's going so slowly. I remember it going a bit faster, but it was quite a while ago. Maybe let's bump up the friction a bit. These wheels are only the front ones. The FRTR, I think it's freight train or something. I don't remember my designations right now. Maybe 35. Let's move it. Oh yeah, I think that works better. But yeah, that's how it works. Maybe I will also show you the Universal Rover idea, because this world started as a place where I can test my rovers, and these are the ones. This is my very old forklift that still works. But yeah, this is the smaller rover that would transport these trailers to individual clients. I also have a way smaller train that, not even a train, a vehicle that would transport these like double big small grid containers to smaller buyers. But yeah, this is pretty nice. I had quite a bit of story with these. Yeah, this is the very old project where I don't even have the subgrid controls and LCDs here. As you can see, I've also tried with large grid. It didn't work. I didn't even want to start with it. But the whole idea for the rover is to have the not the suspension, but the undercarriage separate from the cabin, so we can put any cabin on the carriage. And I think it worked pretty well. Oh, this one had parking brake turned off. But you can see how I was working on it here. I think this is the final version. And yeah, this is where I bought the deluxe edition with the gold parts. I was very proud of it. Still am. I love this game, but oh well. Oh, and this is a creation I used for connecting the trailers together. It's not even the final version. The final version had some artificial mass on the back just to help it with moving. But yeah, these wheels turn like 35 or 40 degrees. Oh, and this is the small container that I use my smallest cargo hauler on, and my creation that actually somebody wanted to redo. I mean, somebody on Reddit wanted to create a Maersk hauling ship from some game or some movie, but I was first and I was using these containers on it. yeah, these are the iterations of my trailer. I've tried many things. This one worked pretty nicely, but it really liked to fold into itself, so maybe limiting the middle rotor would help. I don't know, I went with the wheels in the middle part. Maybe I'll come back to it, but now that I have the variable suspension part, I think I'll just use that. But yeah, that's all I think. Leave any suggestions or nice or not nice comments. I'm always open for constructive criticism. I forgot the word. Have a nice day and see you next time.